The $100 Startup. Reinvent the way you make a living, do what you love, and create a new future. By Chris Guillebeau. Read for you by Thomas Vincent Kelly. Prologue, read by the author.
Prologue. Manifesto. A short guide to everything you want. Imagine a life where all your time is spent on the things you want to do. Imagine giving your greatest attention to a project you create yourself, instead of working as a cog in a machine that exists to make other people rich. Imagine handing a letter to your boss that reads, "Dear boss, I'm writing to let you know that your services are no longer required. Thanks for everything, but I'll be doing things my own way now." Imagine that today is your final day of working for anyone other than yourself. What if, very soon, not in some distant, undefined future, you prepare for work by firing up a laptop in your home office, walking into a storefront you've opened, phoning a client who trusts you for helpful advice, or otherwise doing what you want instead of what someone tells you to do. All over the world, and in many different ways, thousands of people are doing exactly that. They are rewriting the rules of work, becoming their own bosses, and creating a new future. This new model of doing business is well underway for these unexpected entrepreneurs, most of whom have never thought of themselves as businessmen and businesswomen. It's a micro-business revolution, a way of earning a good living while crafting a life of independence and purpose. Other books chronicle the rise of internet startups, complete with rants about venture capital and tales of in-house organic restaurants. Other guides tell you how to write 80-page business plans that no one will ever read and that don't resemble how an actual business operates anyway. This book is different, and it has two key themes: freedom and value. Freedom is what we're all looking for, and value is the way to achieve it. Stumbling onto freedom. More than a decade ago, I began a lifelong journey of self-employment by any means necessary. I never planned to be an entrepreneur, I just didn't want to work for someone else. From a cheap apartment in Memphis, Tennessee, I watched what other people had done and tried to reverse engineer their success. I started by importing coffee from Jamaica, selling it online because I saw other people making money from it. I didn't have any special skills in importing, roasting, or selling. I did, however, consume much of the product through frequent testing. If I needed money, I learned to think in terms of how I could get what I needed by making something and selling it, not by cutting costs elsewhere or working for someone else. This distinction was critical because most budgets start by looking at income and then defining the available choices. I did it differently, starting with a list of what I wanted to do and then figuring out how to make it happen. The income from the business didn't make me rich, but it paid the bills and brought me something much more valuable than money: freedom. I had no schedule to abide by, no timesheets to fill out, no useless reports to hand in, no office politics, and not even any mandatory meetings to attend. I spent some of my time learning how a real business works, but I didn't let it interfere with a busy schedule of reading in cafes during the day and freelancing as a jazz musician at night. Looking for a way to contribute something greater to the world, I moved to West Africa and spent 4 years volunteering with a medical charity, driving Land Rovers packed with supplies to clinics throughout Sierra Leone and Liberia. I learned how freedom is connected to responsibility, and how I could combine my desire for independence